Welcome to Shelfside, where we review games. This is a oldie but a goodie. Don Eskridge is The Resistance, a must-have for social deduction enthusiasts. Daniel, roll that opening sequence.
Okay.
No, you absolutely failed. I didn't do.
Those new to games have probably heard of the game Mafia or Werewolf. You got one bad guy who's hidden and everyone else is trying to sniff them out. Now, The Resistance is a lot like that, except you have no player elimination, actual turns, and it plays about 30 minutes, which is freaking great. In this game, the Resistance are the good guys, trying to overthrow a dystopian government where, let's say in the future, your favorite mega corporation just owns everything. The Resistance is going on, that was really loud. The Resistance is going on missions and they need to succeed 3 out of 5 to win. However, the government has inserted spies into the secret Resistance and they need 3 missions out of 5 to fail. Real quick and simple, here's what's in the box. 3 player boards, all ow, that hurt. 10 identity cards. Blue ones, which are resistant.
Success.
And then you got the red ones, which are spies.
Oh.
Here are the voting cards when you go on the mission. So you got a fail one, you got a success one. You also got 10 sets of these voting placards, so approve and reject. Mission, success, or fail cards. Tokens, not cards. Guns tell you whether or not you're on the mission. You got 5 of these. Oh, what the hell is this? I don't know what's going on here. I don't think we have to worry about this. Here's how a 5-player game will look like. You got 3 Resistance members right here and 2 spies. And you're gonna take these cards, shuffle it in a deck. Oh, when I can get this up, we'll get. Shuffle them and then deal it out to people. And then when you get your card, you're gonna look at it secretly, find out who you are, and then everyone at the same time is gonna close their eyes. And then on a verbal command, the people who are spies, which are the red cards, are gonna open their eyes and look at each other. Then the game begins. Each turn, you pick other people to go on the mission with you, and then everyone votes on the team. If they agree, then you guys go on the mission. So let's kind of give an example how that works. So say it's round 1. There's a 2 here, which means 2 people go on the mission. So I pick myself and Daniel to go on the mission. Daniel gets this because he's on it, and I get another one because I'm on it. Everyone at the table has a pair of these voting placards, and they're gonna approve or reject the team. Now, cool thing about Resistance, they added this rule where if you reject too many teams in a row, say you do 5 in a row, the Resistance automatically loses and the spies win because that means the Resistance doesn't trust each other, so, I mean, they just lose. Now, if your team is given the A-OK to go on the mission, you're gonna be given a set of these cards. So there's a success and a fail card. Good guys, Resistance, perfect, easy decision. Always pick success, every time. But the spies have a little bit of a choice because now they can pick failure or success. If you succeed, then everyone's like, hey, wait, this must be a good team because everyone's succeeded. Good job. Now, if there's a fail, now everyone starts flipping out. Real hard. Now, to clarify real quick, a good mission, which means it doesn't fail, has to have all successes. Every single one success. But if there's 1 failure card, or even 2 failure cards, that will completely botch the whole mission. So once you're done with the round, if the game hasn't ended yet, which means either 3 mission fails or 3 missions succeed, then you move on to the next round.
Very succinct, like it.
Now I finally get to talk about what I like about this game so much. Now the first thing I really like about the game is that it plays in like almost the perfect amount of time. Unless your group is extremely talkative or just super indecisive, it's just perfect. And if you have problems with timing, just institute a good old sand timer. Now, this game has an amazing learning curve. People generally have the game figured out by the first round or the second round, and then things really start heating up. And for people who played Werewolf and Mafia before, feel right at home. Now guys, check this out. Another thing I really love about this game is that the box is really good. It's the perfect size to throw in your backpack or purse or whatnot. And all the pieces, I've played it hundreds of times, all the pieces and components and cards have held up really well, even throughout the years. I've owned this game for about 8 years now. Unlike Werewolf and Mafia, you don't have to close and open your eyes multiple times. Now, the replayability of this game is also really high. Due to being a social game, the game's completely different with different groups, or even if you just add or delete one person, changes the game. And if you want new ways to play, you can always look up new alternate ways to use the cards. Avalon versus Avalon. Sorry. What I really like about this game is that there's a strong payout without much punishment. Now, what exactly does this mean? So due to the nature of the game, losing will never be too serious, as it's like a pseudo party game. Losers don't really get too mad. Yet the rules are chunky enough to lead to some awesome moments. So for example, there might be some epic moments where people are giving footsie taps to each other, secret signals like eyebrow raises or winks, or even hilarious nonsensical arguments to try to win and convey their points. We talked about player elimination earlier, and again, this isn't a thing in the game. Even if you're found out as a spy, you can still try to conceal your partner. Now, this game does a lot of things really. How about that? Count me down? Yeah. Now, this game does a lot of things really right, but there are some negatives, so we gotta talk about those real quick before we move on. The first one is that it doesn't scale that well. So 5 to 6 players, great. I think the game's perfectly meant for that player count. But once you get to the 7 to 10 player range, it starts getting kind of weird, especially with the 9 and the 10. Why is this the case? Well, the first one is kind of obvious in that there's a lot of downtime. The second one is that there just seems to be a weird imbalance in terms of power where one bad failure card by a spy can botch an entire mission. So one bad apple ruins the whole stack. I know there are missions where it takes 2 failures to fail an entire mission, but still it's not quite enough.
Woo! Yes!
Ugh. Second bad point is the included mission cards. Now, I thought I threw mine away, but I guess I didn't. They're still here. They're not that good. Just don't bother. Don't bother at all. Now it's time for the recommender rating. So this game is going to get a 9 out of 10. There's no doubt of its greatness as one of the purest social deduction games out there. Now, it does so many things right, it's well timed, and it's very reasonably priced. People looking for something a little meatier or maybe to play with bigger groups might have to look elsewhere. Otherwise, I think it is a quintessential social deduction game. Time for my personal score of the game. I have to give it, unfortunately, a 6 out of 10. Still a really good game.
Another success.
I don't know, man. Like, okay, look. Resistance, when I first got it, I played it so much. I played it hundreds of times. And like, you could tell by the box, it's just so beat up. But at this point in time, like, I haven't played it for like 2 years. I lent it out for a year before I did this review. It's just, there's not enough meat in it for now, and that might change later. But for right now, 6 out of 10. Daniel, you beat me in this game so many times. What do you think about this game?
Oh, dude, fucking testing. Bada bing. Blah, 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 blah. Okay.
As for me personally, I give the game a 5 out of 10.
Oh.
Dead on average. I have kind of a similar problem with Ashton where I have played this game way too god dang much. I was actually there for a lot of those early years of bliss we had playing this game. And unfortunately, playing this game way too much for such a simple game does a number on my willingness to go back and revisit it. That doesn't mean I don't think it is a phenomenal game. It's just that when people ask, hey, let's whip out Resistance, I'm gonna say pretty 50-50 on it. Like, or I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. You know, that's why it's 5 out of 10, pretty average.
If you have some crazy friends you want to play a game with, and maybe after dinner or something for an hour, great game, try it out, 5, 6 players, perfect. This was Shelfside, and we just reviewed Resistance. See you guys later. There we go.